Hello there guys, you're listening to Ebird Online and I'm back with another review. And today I'm going to be talking about The Real Housewives of Beverly Hills, Season 10, Episode 5, Let the Mouse Go. And I just very quickly want to say, please, if you haven't done so yet, press that red subscribe button, make Ebird a very happy Ebird. And don't forget to follow me on Twitter at mbird99. So we pick up where we left off, right in the middle of Denise's party. And we're still at the Adam and Eve. As we remember, last week Rinna said, you don't support your friends blindly, as you do Teddi, and Kyle maintains that she absolutely does. And we're treated to previous episodes of Kyle arguing with her sister, and Kyle arguing with Vanderpump, and Kyle's now in floods of tears saying, yes I do, I always do what's right. Are you kidding me? Are you kidding me? And then she said, you guys are all fake ass bitches. And guys, Kyle's behaving really bizarrely as far as I'm concerned. She's called it on with Rinna. She's called it on with Dorit. She's called it on with Denise Richards. Who is it you think you are? Vanderpump, you ain't. And Denise in her confessional says, Kyle always has to be the centre of attention. It's really annoying. And Kyle storms off and Teddi runs after her like a faithful little dog. Be careful, Teddi. Dorit might drop you off at a shelter. And Erika says, this is Kyle's go-to. She tells us we're all full of shit and then she storms off without any explanation. And Maurizio runs after Kyle as well. So they went into some sort of porter cabin. And I'm thinking, is this a portaloo? I'm not quite sure, but Denise, are you saying you don't want these biatches in your house? It seems to me that you are. And when they came out, Kyle says she wants to go home and her and Maurizio leave. Teddi trudges back to the table. And Teddi says, it's very unfair what you guys have just done. When someone's upset, just let them be. And Dorit says, oh right, so this is the rules, by Teddi. And Teddi said, no, everything was directed at one person. Teddi, I will have to say one thing. Kyle called it on with each and every person. And then Rinna says, Teddi, don't you dare try and hijack this. Don't you dare tell me what to do. I wanted to get to the bottom of something and I was asking Kyle to clarify herself. And Lisa says in her confessional, Kyle's a big girl. She's 50 years of age. And she announces, I'm going to go. And Erika says, yep, me too. And then everybody else leaves. And it's the end of the party. And we flick to a scene where Kyle's in the car with Maurizio. And she says, everybody ganged up on me. And Maurizio said, yes, it was absolutely terrible. And I guess if I'm honest, they were all going at her at one time. But Kyle, you are an amateur at arguing. A real pro. And Nene Leakes, Vanderpump, will not enter into two arguments at the same time. They focus on their one person and they will not deviate from that path. Deal with them one by one. But what's the point? Like Rinna says, she's 50. If I've got to try and talk you out of your beta girl ways at 50, you have no hope. But there's one thing for sure, Denise is absolutely fuming and she's still smarting about all this smutty talk in front of the kids. And I have a feeling it's not going to go away. So next up we see Rinna's kids, Delilah and Amelia, and they're starting a clothing line. So they're having a big opening and they're doing a photo shoot with some of the hottest models. And Rinna. And you can tell she's really proud of the girls, that they're kind of overcoming their anxiety problems. And she thinks that they're hustlers, just like she is. And Lisa tried on some black PVC trousers, and the girls decided, yep, they look hot, your butt is snatched, everything looks snatched, you look amazing. Well, they didn't have to twist Rinna's arm. And she posed up a storm. I have to admit she's quite a good model. Meanwhile, Erika and Denise go for coffee. And Erika shows her class by apologising for the dinner party conversation immediately. So she didn't let Denise get in, I'm really unhappy. She just came straight up and she apologised. And then we have a little flashback and it's Denise with her daughter. And her daughter tells her that she heard them talking about threesomes. And Denise said, what about threesomes? And she said, that's all I want to say. And Denise tried to explain she didn't want her kids' friends to go home and tell the parents what was happening at that house. She said, I've never been in that house. Now, straight off the bat, I did think Denise is being a little bit over the top because she said so much about sex and Aaron and his big D and all the rest of it. But then when I really got to thinking about it, I thought she's already kind of under the cosh because of the whole connection with Charlie Sheen. And so she wants her kids to be able to have friends over without any potential problems. And I think she feels quite peed off the fact that she said, everybody stop talking about it, don't say anything else. And basically they all ignored her and just continued. And even though Erika keeps saying, Denise is terrible, Denise was in this movie or that movie, that's a movie. It's more than likely 18 rated. It's not her home. I think everybody has the right to say what happens in their own home. And then Denise said, why was Carl so peed off the other night? And Erika said, well, she felt that everyone was coming at her. You know, she's got a lot on her plate at the moment. She's doing a movie. She's the best mum. She's the best wife. She's got a lot on her shoulders. And you could tell by the look on Denise's face, she wasn't having any of this. Denise said, I'm filming, I've got an ex-husband to deal with, I've got to pay all the bills, and I've got a child with special needs. Bitch, we all have a lot going on. And then she told Erika, Kyle didn't respond to my thank you for coming text, so I must be one of the fake-ass bitches. And Erika, well, she said nothing. And then over at Chez Garcelle, she's having a party for her 2 twin boys. And they're having donuts and ice cream. And Mike, her cheating MF of an ex-husband, is over for the party. Guys, honestly, I don't know about these men. I can tell you, I really don't know. Look at Garcelle. Look at him. When I look at Mike's boat race, he's done Garcelle a favour. And Garcelle tells us all she's worried that the boys will find out that Mike had an affair. Garcelle, they already know. They were more than likely part of your extensive email list. And Garcelle's made 2 cakes made out of iced donuts. And Mike pulls a donut from the middle of the cake. As per usual, it seems that Mike wants to have his cake and eat it. So tonight's the night. It's the night of the big fashion launch for DNA, for Lisa Rinna's daughters, and Lois, Lisa's mum, is in town. And Erika's also having people over to her space. I'm not sure what she does in this space. I think it's probably where she hosts Erika Jane after-show parties or something. And Dorit and Denise are the first to turn up. And they come in and they say hi to Erika. And as Kyle's walking up to the event, she tells us that she's very nervous to see the girls. As well you might be, Kyle. And Erika's put on quite a spread, sushi and drinks and so on. And when Kyle gets inside, Kyle goes over to the sushi and she asks, do I dip it in here? And Erika's like, yep, whatever. And she said, I don't want to appear rude. Kyle, try not leaving people's houses in a huff. And then calling them fake-ass bitches on the way out. That's how you can be less rude. And then Dorit says that her son, baby Jagger, asked where did Teddy's baby come from? And Denise and the girls talk about the best time to tell kids about the birds and the bees. And Denise said she told her kids, it's just a miracle. And she said that lasted quite a few years. And yet again, Erika Jane in her confessional was like, rolling her eyes and saying, Denise, just tell them. The penis goes into the vagina. And Lisa Rinna comes in. And so Lisa Rinna does what Lisa does best. She stirs up a massive, massive shitstorm. And then she backtracks on it all. Lisa said to Kyle, you never ever back me up, especially against your sister. And as we know, that's kind of untrue. She hasn't backed her up every single time, but she's backed her more than you should against your own sister, as far as I'm concerned. But Lisa floats in and apologises to Kyle, saying, you did support me, and you did stand up for me against your sister, and I was wrong to have said that. And I'm wondering, do you really think that, or is it just because it's your daughter's event tonight? And then talk turns to Dorit, who's investing in an Italian restaurant. And apparently she's interior designing just one room of this restaurant. I wonder who else did that just recently. And Dorit tells us, when you're in business, your reputation is only as good as what was last said about you. Dorit, you and your husband are a pair of bougie, bankrupt confidence tricksters on the make. That's what I last heard. And in all of the melee, Lisa Rinna said her daughter's event is a collaboration, and Sutton was suddenly worried. And apparently there's a makeup artist that's a mutual friend. Sutton used to be in business with him, and this is who Sutton thinks is going to be the partner at the event. And as they exit the taxi, Sutton says to Dorit, oh my god, I think it's going to be him, the makeup guy. And she said, oh my god, if it's him, I'm going to flip out. And Dorit says, well, now's not really the right time to flip out. And as they walk into the event, there are lots of paparazzi, and the girls have put the event together extremely well. And as Sutton walks in, she realises that the fat Jewish is the collaboration partner and not this makeup guy, and she's massively relieved. And so at the event, Denise ends up standing next to arch nemesis Kyle. And Kyle said, I'm sorry that I left, but you know, sometimes when you're feeling attacked and sometimes it's the right time for you to leave. And Denise wasn't kind of helping her out with this apology at all. She was just kind of staring at her as if to say, really, Kyle, really? And she said, oh God, it was a half-assed apology. Denise, we know, your face showed us. Unlike Kyle, you can act. And so they're at the event for a while and they're chatting and drinking, and then they all decide to go to Delphine's for dinner. And so they all sit down and they're ordering drinks and looking at the menu. And Dorit said to Sutton, I'm really stressed out. Well, the thing is, Sutton, yeah? You suddenly came to me and said, oh my God, I'm going to freak the F out. And Dorit said, I feel like it was an inappropriate time to say it. Oh my God, Dorit is something else. She's completely exaggerated this whole exchange. Because all Sutton said was, oh my God, I'm going to flip out. And the way Dorit said, oh my God, I'm going to freak the F out, she was just totally lying. And Lisa said, Sutton, What do you mean you were going to freak out? What, at my daughter's event? I can tell you now, if you did anything at my daughter's event, I would kick you out so fast. And then it seemed like the whole table turned on Sutton. And Erika was saying, yeah, it's inappropriate. And everyone was kind of looking down on her saying, why are you causing a massive drama? And Lisa said in her confessional, I don't care how long I've known Sutton, you do not mess with my kids. Lisa, what are you talking about? She never had any intention of messing with your kids. Sutton puts herself forward as a southern lady who has civility and manners. She's not the kind of person to throw a glass. Hey, Lisa. And Dorit said, I didn't know what you meant. I didn't know if you were going to start throwing drinks. I just wasn't sure. Who said anything about throwing drinks, Dorit? Are you that short of a storyline that this is what you create? You're pathetic. And as you know, Sutton's new and she's had a little beef with Teddi already. And so Sutton just burst into tears. And Dorit gave her a very cold stare and said, Sutton, why are you coming at me for something you did? And honestly, guys, I'm furious right now. Dorit is such a freaking liar. The truth literally bends itself around her. But guess what? Sutton's back. And she wipes her tears and she said, right, that's it. You've had your fun. Now let it go. Let the mouse go. And Dorit said, really? And she made it seem as if Sutton was unhinged. But so would I be if someone told such an egregious lie about me. And Dorit tried to continue, and Sutton said, nope, I'm not having it. Shut up, be quiet, let the mouse go. You've had your fun, let the mouse go. And I'm kind of guessing that's some sort of southern saying for, you know, when a cat plays with a mouse and it's kind of just having fun. It doesn't necessarily want to kill it or eat it. It just wants to have fun. And it's kind of like, okay, the mouse is on the ropes. You've won, cat, well done. Now let the mouse go. Go on about your business. And that's more or less what she's saying to Dorit. Leave me the F alone. And honestly, Dorit was such a biatch. She's now making me side with Kyle. Because Kyle said, Sutton's not the kind of person to act badly. What is Dorit talking about? And Kyle, yes, you're absolutely right. So Dorit turned to Kyle and said, I'd like to know what you meant when you said many of the people at the table weren't honest. And Denise piped up and said, well, the teens at my event were more mature than my friends. And Erika said, give them time. Denise was not amused. And Erika said in her confessional, I've apologised so many times. What more can I say? And I think Denise knows that Kyle was low-key talking about her. So Kyle said, well, I don't want to single you out. And Denise said, I actually don't care. And then Kyle said, you've changed. She said in our first season, you all jeans and low-key, and now suddenly you're full-face glam. Kyle, I wore jeans and a top to my event. And then Kyle said, and also, you had this big ice sculpture. It's like so not you. And Denise pointed out, I've had bloody camels at my events before. Kyle, you don't know me. And Dorit's on a roll now. She swoops in her confessional and points out the massive double standard. And she said when Teddi came first season, she was absolutely terribly dressed. Second season, glam, glam, glam all the way. Kyle says not a word. But the last word goes to Denise. Denise gave the most on point and the most shadiest of all confessionals. And she said, I'm effing Denise Richards. I don't think these biatches know. Most of the time when they see me, I'm coming from the set. I'm a movie star. I've been on the front of so many magazines that they would all want to be on. And she's more or less telling them, do you think ever that I, Denise Richards, need to up my game for any of you MFs? Come the F on. I like Denise because she's quite a chilled out girl. And for Kyle to try and reach for her to say, you're trying to be more glam than you usually are. You don't know her. You've known her for 2 bloody seasons. She's been famous for about 30 years. And back at the table, Denise said, Kyle, when you talk to us, it's not a conversation. You just talk at us. Stop talking. Just stop. And Kyle's trying to speak. And Denise is like, no, I'm not having it. I'm not freaking doing this. And Erika said, Denise, wow. Yes, Erika, wow indeed. You're peed off because she's asked you not to talk about smut in front of her kids. And although you have apologised, you've still kind of apologised in quite a flippant way. And I think she's catching that flippancy. Kyle, you're coming for Denise Richards. Really? Really? But what's really interesting is that Lisa Rinna was as quiet as a church mouse. She didn't say anything and I almost forgot she was there. And Lisa said, right, we're going. And somebody says, Lois, have you got any advice? And Lois said, in no time at all, you'll think, what was all this about? And everybody bursts out laughing, and that's the end of this episode. So you can see they're all shaping up to F Denise over. And I really don't know why this is. Maybe they think she's being two-faced. I can't quite put my finger on it. Guys, tell me what you think the reason is. And also, what do we think of Dorit's treatment of Sutton? She completely exaggerated, she upset Sutton for no reason at all, and I think Dorit's just figuring Sutton's pretty expendable at this moment, so we'll just go in on someone who basically can't defend herself. You're really doing too much when Kyle is the voice of reason. So guys, let me know what you think. Please don't forget to subscribe to my channel. Just press that red subscribe button and I'll be back soon with more videos. You've been listening to Ebird Online. Thank you for letting me get it off my chest. Ciao for now.